Today I have the keys to the all-new 2021 Toyota Venza Limited. Huge shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this vehicle for me today. Definitely check out their website. That will be down in the description. This model here is finished off in Blizzard Pearl and it has an MSRP just over $41,000. But let's go ahead and get into the redesigned Venza by starting up underneath the hood, where you'll find the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. This is paired with 3 electric motors which are powered by lithium-ion batteries, and it's paired with the CVT transmission. Combined, this puts out 219 horsepower and 238 pound-feet of torque. This is an all-wheel drive vehicle. It weighs in just under 4,000 pounds, meaning it'll do 0 to 60 in the mid 7-second range up to its top speed of 118 miles an hour, and it has a fuel capacity of 14.5 gallons, so you can expect to see around 40 miles per gallon in the city and 37 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 105.9 inches. Its overall length is 186.6. It has a width of 73 inches and a height of 65.9. With all those specs out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the exterior walkaround on the all-new redesigned Toyota Venza. Now, if you're not familiar with this vehicle, it was last produced around 2014 or 2015, so it's been quite some time since this vehicle has hit the market. Let's go ahead and start up front here with the LED DRLs, the LED headlights, and the LED turn signals. I really like the split design in the DRL/turn signal. It gives it a very unique look, and we have a really thin housing, just giving it a really cool design. It flows nicely with the front upper section of the grille here. You can see the Toyota badge right in the center, along with a blue design, indicating that this is a hybrid vehicle. You'll see a forward-facing camera nicely placed underneath that in the upper grille here, along with parking sensors that run throughout it. So we do have some mesh, we have some cutouts in the lower section of the grille there, just to help provide better cooling to the engine. And I think it has a really nice design overall. There's really nice contoured lines on both sides of the front bumper, very nice lines that come down the hood as well, just to help give it more of that modern look. And there's also functional air inlets on both sides, just to help with better aerodynamics and better airflow for this vehicle. And now that makes our way to the side profile of the all-new Venza. We're gonna start with these 19-inch wheels. They have a multi-spoke design to them and a really nice finish against this Blizzard Pearl. This also features body-colored side mirrors. They're power folding, feature the integrated turn signal along with the blind spot monitor, and you'll see a camera underneath both of them as part of the bird's eye camera system, which I'll show later in this video. We have really nice black rocker panels on the lower side skirt. You can see nice contoured lines running down the doors as well. This has chrome trim surrounding the windows and then roof racks up top just to give it a really nice look. But I really like the side profile design. It meets the rear end nicely, as we'll see here soon. But you can see there's a really nice contoured curve going from the hybrid badge up front through the door handles and all the way back to the LED taillights. So it just meets it very nicely. And then finishing up in the rear here, you can see the body colored integrated spoiler along with the brake light and some gloss black trim pieces on the side. We have a steeply raked rear glass with the wiper blade on the lower section just to help improve with better visibility. And then you can see that line that I was talking about on the side of the vehicle extends all the way above the Toyota badge in the center and wraps around to the other side. I think that's a very cool design. You can see that the LED taillights wrap the entire length of it too, and that goes right through the center of the power liftgate. You'll also see there's a backup camera with all the parking sensors. We have more of that black trim on the lower section, along with a chrome trim piece, and then down at the bottom we have the dual exhaust. Now it's time to work our way to the interior on the all-new Venza. With the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket, I'm just gonna grab on the door handle. You'll see the mirrors automatically open up, and then of course we can open up the door. You'll see that the door panel is covered in black leather with gray stitching, has a really nice design to it. There's a small trim piece just above the release handle, which is finished off in a really nice brushed color. We have the memory seating adjustments just in front of that, and then there's a really nice trim piece surrounding all the window controls. This also has your lock and unlock, and then there's a brushed trim piece surrounding the backside of that grab handle. This also has a 9-speaker JBL audio sound system and a good amount of storage space in the lower section of the door. But now as we take a look on the inside, you'll see Venza down on the door sill, along with the all-weather floor mats that also have Venza. And then looking at these black seats, they are heated and ventilated, have more of that gray stitching running down the bolsters, and have a lot of bolstering support to them as well. They're also power, of course, so you have all those controls down on the side. Looking at the steering wheel now, you'll see it's completely covered in solid black leather with black stitching running along the inside. Just gives it a very nice design, along with more of this brushed trim. Over on the right side, you'll see all of the cruise control and adaptive cruise control settings, along with your mode for the stereo. You can change between stations. Over on the left side, we have your volume for the radio, along with your voice commands and Bluetooth. And then all of these will control the 7-inch screen in the gauge cluster. So over on the left side, you can actually see your eco, power, and charge for the electric motors, along with the engine temperature. On the right side, you have your fuel gauge and your miles per hour. But now looking at that center screen, you can see your miles per hour along with your distance till empty. And that same tab, we can scroll over and look at the percentage of where the batteries are charged. You have your fuel economy and then your eco score. So that basically shows how fuel efficient you're driving. We can scroll down and look at your compass. Then we have audio. You can look at your all-wheel drive system, see where the power is being sent. This vehicle has a ton of standard safety options which come as part of the Toyota Safety Sense. From your lane keeping assist to your blind spot monitoring, you can turn on and off your parking sensors, and you have a few other technology features as well. So it's very nice how you can turn those on and off depending on what you'd like to use. We also have messages. As we make our way to the left side of the steering wheel, we can open and close the power liftgate. This does have a heated steering wheel. We have traction control, the headlights, a dimmer switch for the gauges, and then by clicking on this last button here, the view button, we're going to move to the 12-inch screen right in the center. And right now you can see a 360 view of what's around the vehicle right now. You can actually click on this other button here, and now it's like we are inside the vehicle, and it's going to go around a full 360 view and actually show what's around, even around the tires, up underneath the vehicle. So that is very awesome to see. And then we are back to this screen here. You can, however, also change the color of your Venza. So if you buy a blue Venza, you can easily see with this screen here that now you're in a blue vehicle. So that is a nice attention to detail. We're going to go ahead and go to the home screen now. So just by clicking on home down below, you'll see we have the music and your phone, along with the navigation and the climate controls on the right side. And then surrounding the home button, you'll see on the left side we have power, that is for your audio. We can click on menu, and that will pull up a lot of information from your destination. You have your audio and phone. You have your apps. Projection is the way that you can view your phone on the screen, so that's very nice to be able to see that. You have shortcuts to your audio along with your map, so you can pull that up as this does have navigation, and still keep the climate controls on the right side. Now if you'd like these to be on the other side, just click on this arrow here, and now we have them on the driver's side, so it just makes it a little bit easier to reach. Down below you'll see the tuning for the radio on one side, along with the volume over on the left side, and then we have temperature in the center along with the fan speed, which is very easy to adjust. You will also notice it change on the upper screen too, which is of course nice to see. And then we have auto and some recirc and defrosters right in the center. We also have more trim pieces surrounding both sides with some nice inlays in the middle. And then right in the center here, you can see we have the power button for the vehicle. This does have a wireless charging port in the backside. There's also some USB and auxiliary ports. And then right in the center, we have the electronic parking brake, along with the brake hold feature and the different driving modes for this vehicle. So just by toggling that switch, you can go from sport, normal to eco. So you have 3 different modes to choose from. And then right in the center, we have the leather wrap shifter. So just by putting it into reverse, you will see the backup camera up here with the guidelines, along with the top-down view on the right side. And then just by clicking on these buttons on the left side, you can change it to a little bit narrow of a view. You still retain that top-down view though, which is nice to see. And then by putting the vehicle into drive and clicking on that view button on the left side of the steering wheel, now we're looking at the forward-facing camera. So if you're coming up to a parking spot, a curb, or anything like that, you can easily see what's in front of you, which is nice to see. And then we have that live readout on the top-down view. And then making our way around the shifter, you can see we have more of that stitching. There's 2 cup holders right in the center, and you can adjust these for larger drinks or shorter drinks depending on what you have, just by removing that tab. And then taking a look at the center console now, you can actually slide this forwards and backwards. So by sliding it backwards, that reveals our heated and ventilated seat controls. So you have 3 different settings for each one, of course, and you will see them light up a different color depending on heated or cooled. And then going ahead to open this up, we have a removable drink holder, so you can easily do that. You have a 12 volt in the front and a lot of storage space, so if you'd like to use that, you have the option to do that, and then we can easily close that back up. And then making our way to the glove box now, there's a lot of space for all of your items that have to go there, and you can see we have more of that trim that you can see from the door panel. So it's really nice how it ties in nicely, and you can see that entire piece right there. We have a nice protrusion from this upper section here, along with an air vent just above that. We'll go ahead and take one last look at these seats, which have a really nice design to them. And then up top, we have a lot of features. You have the dome lights along with your door lights. And then looking at this, you can see it as a normal view looking out of that back glass. But if I go ahead and flip this up, now we have a camera system with whatever's behind the vehicle. So it eliminates some blind spots and gives you a live readout as to what's behind you. Now in the back seats of the Venza, at 5'10", I have a lot of room. I have the front seat set at my height, and you can see I have about 4 or 5 inches above my head and a lot of space for my feet and knees. I do have these seats reclined all the way back, so they have 2 different settings. Just by pulling on the tab to the left of my shoulder, we can bring this seat up into this position, and then of course just grab that again, and we can go all the way back. So there is a ton of space. I have no complaints with that. And then behind both front seats, we have a storage pocket for anything that you'd like to place there. There's 2 air vents and 2 USB ports in the center. We have that all-weather floor mat with the Toyota badge right in the center. And then if you don't have someone in the middle seat, we have another armrest along with 2 cup holders. And then there's actually a good amount of visibility from the back seats. We have 2 small windows by the headrest, and you can easily look out of that back glass. So it just gives you a very nice, comfortable place to be. The back seats also have a 60-40 split, so just by pulling on that same latch I used to recline the seat, we can easily use that and fold the seat down. That gives you a lot more storage space and access to the back area. Now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the rear trunk storage space. There's 3 different ways you can do this. We have the button inside, it's on the key fob, or I can just grab up underneath and it will automatically open up. You can also lock and unlock the vehicle by using the button on the right side just up underneath that. So that's very versatile to have, and you can lock and unlock the vehicle from all 4 doors as well. So that is pretty cool to see. But now taking a look at the inside here, of course we have the all-weather floor mat to finish it up in the rear. You can see the JBL sub over on the left side, and then there's a ton of storage space even with the back seats up. If we go ahead and fold the back seats down, that opens it up to even extra storage space if you need it. And then with the back seats back up again, you do have this removable cover, so if you'd like to hide in any of your items, you have the option to do that. And then looking up underneath the floor mat, you'll see that we have the spare tire along with a little bit more storage space, so that's nice to see. And then being the power lift gate, of course, we can either close and lock the vehicle or just close it. Alright, so getting the all-new redesigned Toyota Venza out on the road. As I mentioned earlier in this video, I believe it was discontinued in 2014 or 2015, but I really like this one that I'm in right now. Everything is just so nice. I love all the features that it has. We have this large screen in the center, which is very user-friendly. I love all of the information that you can go through on it. We have the temperature, which I can easily control. And as I've already showed earlier in this video, changing it from one side of the screen to the other, it's just very intuitive and easy. I love the fact too that all of these buttons here are not physical buttons. They're within this center system here, the center area. So it's really nice how everything, it's kind of basically touch sensitive, and it makes it very easy to go through just by clicking on it. You can hear that feedback from clicking on that button. So it has that audible sound, so that way you know that you've clicked on that button. It's very nice how integrated everything is, and it just cleans it up too. I like vehicles that have clean center stacks here, or center areas. They don't have a lot of buttons or a lot of information going on. But now just driving it, putting a couple miles on it, I have the vehicle in eco mode right now. So that's basically going to be our most fuel efficient and our lightest on the throttle. So we're not gonna have as much power as we would in some of the other modes here. But so far, it's riding really nice. I love how smooth it is. I love the visibility that you get on the inside as well. We have a small glass or a small window in front of both of these side mirrors, so that just gives you a little bit more visibility look, especially over your passenger side there. And I love the fact that we have this bird's eye camera system. So that gives you even more of a great view as to what's in front of you, what's on the side of the view, and especially what's behind you. And then my last favorite feature that I've seen in a lot of vehicles now is this camera system in the rear view mirror. I think that is an awesome touch to see. If you have this vehicle fully loaded, you know, all 5 people are in here, and you have some items maybe behind the seats, this just gives you a little bit more visibility so you don't have any blind spots. You don't have to look over anyone's shoulder. You can easily see from one side of the vehicle to the other. Well, let's go ahead and change up the driving modes here. I'm gonna go all the way into sport mode and give it just a little bit of gas. You can see that power meter go all the way up. And it's got some get up and go to it. We have about 176 horsepower from the engine alone, and then combined it's about 219 or so. So we're gonna come back to eco mode real quick and just give it a little bit of gas in eco. You can feel a huge difference between eco and sport mode. That was basically getting up to the speed limit and not giving you all of that throttle control. Of course, that's what those modes are for. Back to sport mode now. And you can hear a little bit more of that engine noise. EV mode basically takes out all of that sound, so it's kind of neat how you have the options to do that. So if you're driving this every day, as this will be someone's daily driver, it's super comfortable. You have those different modes, whether you're out on the highway or you're in the city, or you just need a little bit more power to merge with traffic. You can easily toggle between these modes. But let's go ahead and talk about all of the materials on the inside. This has the classic Toyota design to it, which I really like. I do own a Toyota myself, so it looks very familiar to me. With the leather steering wheel, we have the very nice seats, but everything just has a really nice design to it. I love the amount of room too that you get in the back seats. That gives you so much space for 3 people to sit there comfortably. So that's a huge plus for a 5-seater like this. And then all of that room that you have behind the seats. You can't go wrong with this being a great daily driver and having an ample amount of storage space on the interior. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of the 2021 Toyota Venza Limited. Once again, huge shout out to Flo Toyota of Statesville for providing this vehicle for me today. Make sure to check out their website. That will be down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.